everybody, and welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I am here to review the Ahsoka trailer. Now, obviously, Star Wars just had their big celebration event, and there was a lot of news that day. On top of learning about the future and about the movies that will happen. On top of learning that Daisy Ridley will come back to play Rey. On top of learning about that there will be some movies that'll take a trilogy in the past in the old Republic. Like, there's a lot that we learned there and a ton of stuff. But the big thing that came out, because the big trailer that came out was the trailer for Ahsoka. And us, as a fan of the animated series, the Clone Wars, and later on Rebels, it's very exciting, you know, because Rosario Dawson playing Ahsoka in season 2 of The Mandalorian was such a big fan moment. You know, it was so cool seeing that character on the big screen in general. So, and seeing an actress like her, an actress that fans wanted to play Ahsoka and do such an amazing job with it. It was a big deal. So the announcement that she was getting her own live action show also closely followed up by the announcement of not only Sabine and Hera and Chopper and all these other characters from Rebels, and just an episode ago of The Mandalorian, we got an appearance from another Rebels character. So seeing all these animated characters in live action it's just been a treat. It really has been a treat. And seeing those characters live action and seeing how they're going to be worked into it, and Ezra, how he's going to be worked into it. We may see him, we may not see him. And obviously the big thing is Thrawn. Thrawn is such a cool villain, not only in the book form, but he was a cool villain in Rebels. Like, Thrawn is like this strategic genius, this kind of evil guy. Like, he's a genius tactician, someone that even the Emperor himself leaned on. Like, him and the Emperor got along. Like Thrawn was hardcore. So it's gonna be so cool to see a live action version of Thrawn. At least we know that's where this is all leading. Also in the trailer, also at that same event when the trailer was announced, Dave Filoni was basically talking about how he's gonna wrap up, like, I think they're gonna have a movie that's gonna wrap up the Mandalorian story and this Ahsoka story. And it seems like it's all heading to a big battle against Thrawn. Like, all the animated stuff, all that stuff, all of it is leading to this battle against Thrawn. And I'm just curious how it's going to turn out. Like I say, I'm curious to how they're going to go about it. Will they have a live action version of, you know, of the of the rejects? Oh, I always forget their names off the top of my head. Of the Bad Batch. Will they have a live action version of the Bad Batch? I'm curious about that. Will they go that far? But either way, the Ahsoka trailer looked cool. It was so cool. Like, the big breakaway, because we really didn't get a ton of story, but the big takeaway is seeing all these animated characters in live action and how they can play it, because this is not many years, but it's been some time since the Rebels series. And characters have grown, characters have changed, characters have been doing stuff. Obviously, getting to see Hera in the Ghost in action, live action, will be so cool. I'm excited. I really am excited for Ahsoka. Like, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, it can live up to its potential. I'm hoping it can. But to be honest, a little bit of fanboy in me is just excited to see these characters who I watched on Rebels and live action performed perfectly, and to see the mannerisms and the tics and how they get it across. Obviously, you know, you're gonna have to explain why, like, Sabine wasn't in the Mandalorian show or even interacting with any of this stuff. Or where have they all gone off to do? What have they all gone off to do? Where were they doing the events of the new movies? Which is always a question that's gonna be asked. But other than that, I'm excited for this. So what did you guys think of the Ahsoka's trailer? Like I said, I can't really say much about it because it didn't really give much in the story, other than it seems like other than Sabine still searching for Ezra, and there may be the return of Thrawn. But outside of that, it really didn't give too much. So I can't really make a lengthy video. I could throw theories out there, but even my theories wouldn't be like, I'm not sure how they're gonna go about it. I know at the end of the day, Thrawn's gonna die because he's not there in the original trilogy, in the new trilogy, and the sequel trilogy. And it's pretty much established, it's been pretty much cold established that those sequel trilogies, regardless of how we feel about them, are canon. That happened. Those events happened. So all these events in the past have to a certain extent, make sense to what ends up happening. So at the end of the day, Ahsoka wasn't around for the new trilogy. Hera wasn't around for the new trilogy. Sabine wasn't around for the new trilogy. Thrawn definitely wasn't around for the new trilogy because he would have been in it. He would have been a big figure in it. So at the end of the day, you know, we know Thrawn's dying at the end of this. We know when they wrap this up, Thrawn's dying by the end of this. But it does seem like the whole Mandalorian story and whatnot and this are going to get wrapped up not too long from now, which is a change of pace because I remember maybe 6 months ago, something like that. Almost a year ago, like half a year ago, a little bit more than half a year ago, Dave Filoni and Favreau were talking like the Mandalorian show was gonna like have like a bunch of seasons. They were like, wait, they were talking like this shit's about to have like 10 seasons. And now all of a sudden, they're talking like they're gonna wrap this bad boy up in like 2 more seasons, like 2, maybe 3. But it sounds like they're gonna wrap this up in like another season. Maybe two more seasons away. Like what? Like something had to have happened between that and now. The fact of the matter is, I mean, and also the ratings on The Mandalorian has been weird. Like, and to me, I'm still shocked about it because it doesn't quite. It's like when Black Panther 2 came out, and I was so shocked that it didn't make $1 billion because in my mind I was like, okay, like I figured people would come out and represent. Like it was like I didn't get it. Same thing with like Doctor Strange and like certain other movies where I'm like, I don't get it. Like, you know, why this movie struggled so much. And I didn't really get, because like, regardless of how you feel about the quality of The Mandalorian, which I'm still enjoying myself, regardless of what you feel about the quality, it's a big show. It's a big, very well recognizable, very popular show. And the fact that even within the first 2 weeks, it was doing low numbers. Before anyone ever had any, you know, this season's not that good out there, it was doing low numbers from the jump, which is why I say it's very confusing to me. Like, why was it doing low from the jump? Now, some people might say, oh, the season 3 isn't that good, but it was doing low from the jump. But anyways, hopefully the Ahsoka show will get a nice boost from the amount of characters and then characters are introducing. I got a feeling the Ahsoka show is going to do huge numbers. It's going to do huge numbers because we're introducing a bunch of characters like right off the bat that haven't been seen live action, and I'm telling you right now, all the Star Wars fans, geekdom, is going to come out to see how they execute this because I really enjoyed Rebels. Yes, Rebels was a bit of a softer version of Clone Wars. It was. Like if you watch, even the artwork, the animation style was a lot softer. Like Clone Wars was like more cut and chiseled, I think, whereas like Rebels is a little bit more rounded shape and faces, and you know it's a little less hardcore. Though it does get more hardcore. Though it does get more hard the longer it goes on. Like by the time the last season came out, like Ezra was doing some gnarly like hardcore shit. But it is a bit softer. It is a bit softer. It's a little bit more fun. But I had a great time with Rebels. So seeing those characters live action, it's worth the price of admission. That for me, it's worth the price of admission for me just off that alone. But anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Move Show again. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.